Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Your buddy John Megacycle here. Another episode of Creeper World 4 coming at you. We're playing the Farsight campaign. Having a good time with it. We're on mission. Whoa, what the hell? Let's see here. 2, 4, 6, 8. We're on mission 8. Each world is worse than the last, but perhaps there's a glimmer of hope. I just loaded it up. And then I quit out because I did realize my recording software wasn't working. That's why it says I was playing today. Greatness abounds. Founders have blessed technology for anti-creeper sprayers decoded. Praise be the founders. I'm using different voices again. Oh my god. Superfluous software anomalies yielded subproductive results. Oh, there's not an exclamation point. Delayed deletion for one additional cycle. Sprayer technology should be immediately utilized for primary objective. Mission priority nullified. Guys just screaming all the time. Brothers, I do not like how this is progressing. We must not adopt the ways of those who have lost the path. Anti-creeper is balance, I concur. But to weaponize it in such a way will surely only lead to more conflict? We should embrace sacrifice, and perhaps that will persuade the others of our good intentions. Go in peace, traveler. Yeah, it's not going to happen. None of what you just said is going to happen. What is this crap? Crystal. That's either a resource for me or a resource for them. If I had to guess. Alright, we have some wall. I don't see an info cache. Oh, there's one that's relatively close. I wonder if I could snipe that up. What is this? An AC source. So it produces its own anti-creeper? Okay, I do have the sprayers. The sprayers need A's anti-creeper. Okay. Which I need blue-white to use anyway. Alright, makes sense, makes sense. I'm gonna put this... How about I put this here? Close enough to the front, but not enough to get got immediately. Whoa, what? Crimson Creeper generation detected. Crimson Creeper is hardened and resistant to known weaponry. Utilize anti-creeper and superior tactical maneuvers to dominate the Crimson. Mission priority nullification. Just screaming all the time. Imagine that. Sarge and I agree for a change. I should get busy and make a lot of miners set to blue-white mode. That'll be needed for the new sprayer weapon. Agreed. Agreed and indeed. Let's go ahead and get our energy online. Once we tap this source, this acts as a battery. We'll have a lot of extra energy to build up. So let's do something like this. I don't want to fill it completely because I feel that might overwhelm our production. And then, you know, I'd rather have 5 things built than 50 things in the queue. So that's kind of my philosophy there. Let's go ahead and resume. I don't have a factory yet. I'm going to save on that. It's 25 extra energy I don't really need right now. The structure has a similar mechanism to the AC temples I've encountered. Yep, and we will get to that. What I have right now is a mighty need for a lot of power, and once we get that pole done, yep, there we go, just gone instantly. Yeah, I'd really like that info cache. How does this work? Oh, it steps right up. Okay, well that buys me a good idea of how far they are in. Data analyzer initiated. Analysis of data records follow. Chronodating indicates an age of greater than 8,000 standard Earth years. Plain text record follows. Personal log, Monty Joven, and a time and date I can't read. Gyra. Is it Gyra? Oh my gosh, it's early in the morning. Kyra. The founders would be proud. I think I've identified a weakness in the creeper. Oh, this is the same voice. Whatever. The prophecy says the creeper will prevail, but we shall continue in other lands. I believe their discovery might be the key to unlocking those other lands. Data on the discovery is forthcoming. I hope all remains well with you and the children. I wish I could be there, but this work is critically important. I hope you understand. I will be with you soon. I wonder if he ever made it to his family. This tech, the message, the language, it's very human, but how? That's actually an interesting thing. That's a study I read, I don't know, like 20 years ago. Someone did that. They replaced like a ton of the letters. And it's like your brain doesn't give a crap. Once it has the word, it just immediately snaps to something that's familiar and just fills in the gap. So you don't have to think about what words should say or mean or do. It's just done. Which I think is pretty darn interesting. Okay, once some of these come online, I can build up another row. And this just all feeds into itself, yeah? I'm going to wait a little longer, because these need to get built. Again, I want 5 built over 50 in the queue. That's kind of my philosophy. Right now we're deficiting. Not by a lot, but the thing is I'm not overflowing in resource. And now we have storage coming in, so now this has to happen. Everything's still okay. That wall is starting to fail. But I need a good economic backbone before I'm willing to engage in any military activities whatsoever. Cool. There's that. Now, once these are built... actually, I should start working on the sprayers right now. So are these just mainline turrets, or can I... Avoid creeper, that makes sense. AC pull field, collect as or always on. Yep, that was just a tower. I think I want always on. We'll take a good chunk of these. Can I just... sure. Now we can build up that factory that I completely forgot about. Are there spores? There are some spores, so I will need some sort of missiles. Again, I probably could get away with just building turrets, but let's not risk that. Yep, that wall's starting to collapse a bit. And speak of the devil, and they shall appear. So I've got some there. These are actually going to move off. I want you to move down. And what I'll always be doing is I'll always be replacing that stack with more of these, yeah? That's kind of the idea. So, always on. Now hopefully I can get down here and this will better proliferate more anti-creeper or whatever. Actually, does this produce anti-creeper on its own, or do I have to help it along? I don't know how that works. The other temples, quote-unquote, required some sort of a starting catalyst. Like Liftic or something. But what we're gonna do is we're just gonna build up pretty hard and bombard as much as we can all the anti-creep. All the anti-creep, all the anti-creep. Does this just need power? Ammo. Think it's producing anti-creep? Oh boy. Maybe I was a little too late on that. We have plenty of blue white being produced though, so we can keep... that's probably fine. We can kind of keep this pattern going. So build little nodes of 4 with all these anti-creep spawn areas. This looks very problematic. I don't like where this is going. Yeah, this is getting dangerously close, I think. Hold on. Yes, dangerously close. It was the right choice of words. I'm going to back you up, and we're going to move up these mortars. Just need some old-fashioned firepower right now. Thin the herd up a bit. I don't think I need this many missile turrets right here. 4 should be more than sufficient. go ahead and move you there. I'll build that up in a minute. I just want to do a little cleanup first. That looks good. Cool. That thins us out a lot of room. A lot of room. Always on. Okay, the wall is starting to return. That's cool. A lot more blue light up there, which I would like to use. Now, with the anti-creeper starting to proliferate quite a bit, I wonder if that kind of acts as like immunity against missiles. Like, do I have to care? If something lands and creates creep and I fill everything with anti-creep, do I have to really care? Like, I'm not trying to be dumb about it, but it's like I wonder how important missile turrets even are if I don't really need them. And it kind of feels like I don't really need them. Whatever. I'm sure we'll figure it out. There might be other creatures that we fight that make the missiles more important or something, but right now, they don't seem like a very critical strat. If I don't have ARG, I don't have ARG. Big deal. Kind of a thing. Oh yeah, this is just missiles. Missiles, missiles, missiles. I think I would like to move this up and over or somewhere. See if we can trim out 5 or 6 of the jumps. How much anti-creep are we at? We are at not enough. We have none in storage. That tells me we're at not enough. So we're going to do something like this. 8.1, still not enough, which is fine. It means we're using all of it, which is good. We do have this fancy Dan thing over here. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Or in the words of Captain Knuckles, alright. 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 Backfill it with that. Yeah, we're just not producing enough anti-creep. Once this kind of filled in, I wanted to take these and move them off to the front. Wherever the front might be. That feels fairly fronty. Right in the front. Get him! Alright, what I would like... Oh, we're having energy deficits as well. Oof. Okay, anywhere I can backfill some power. I'll take that, even if it's for a short time. These actually seem like very logical spots for missile turrets. Yeah, problem is I don't have enough energy now. Let's take a better look at this. This kind of bothers me a bunch. Can we do something like this? This won't help this specifically until these turrets come online, and then this will thin it out a bit, I think. I'd love to get some of these anti-creeper sprayers down here to relieve some of the pressure as well. Let's move a mortar turret or two here. Hopefully they'll shoot over and thin that out as well. Yup. Brilliant. All I need is like 2 good shots there, and that cleans that out nicely. Yeah, look at that. Actually, can we use these steps? Oh, let's just use the steps. Holy crap. Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that earlier, I meant? Base is looking alright. Still very energy deprived, which is not ideal. This wall is filling out very nicely. Good, good. Yeah, we have how much anti-creeper here? 7.8, 8.2, 7.5, all kinds of stuff. Sorry about that. Had to sneeze super bad. I could probably turn these into blueite. Yep. I think the anti-creep is a bit more important. Okay, so we've got some green mother there that I'll need. Green R mother. Yep, the anti-creep is really starting to push very nicely. Instead of being on the ground floor, let's move up. Okay, stuff's looking better. We actually have a positive number coming in. Our slow expansion of towers is paying off nicely. Even one tower can really make a big difference, straight up. Any extra production we can squeeze our way into, yeah, absolutely worth it. I'll take it. Let's move down some more mortars. I'm not really sure what the pro strat is here in terms of acquisition. Like, how should we be really moving and advancing? But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it nice and deliberate. Nice and slow. Just move up, throw down a couple turrets, move up a little more, throw down a couple turrets, that kind of a deal. Let's reposition some of these mortars so they're in a little bit of a more not suck position. Okay, that should thin out some of the creep. We've got a lot of a landing zone here, so I'm going to want to start sprinkling in some turrets. Something like that. Maybe a mortar for good measure. For flavor. Mortar for flavor. Then this is going to be a nice money backbone for everything. Cool. Yep, that's going to hurt us economically for just a little bit. But once that fills in, yeah, that's going to help nicely. So I'm probably not going to move any of this, or if I do, I'm going to move very little of it, and I'll just build new stuff to advance with. That way, if ever we start faltering defensively, it's not really that big of a deal. We've got enough stuff. We can fall all the way back to where we were, and we can keep what we've got. Okay, building up some storage. That's cool. Let's get a miner over here. Oh, not a miner, a refinery. Yo. Now the anti-creeper is proliferating even more and more as this goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up these sprayers. I'm just going to move them up. The sprayers don't make a ton of sense for me to have them sitting in the back for too long. I kind of want them moved up so the anti-creep they're pushing is pushing for a reason instead of it just pooling back here. This might give us a real push. Alright, I think I'd like to start orchestrating our D-Day-ish kind of push. That looks good. I would also like a missile to go with that. And what I want to do is I want to take this. This seems very worthwhile to take. 50 every half second is not bad. 50 every half second is a lot better than like 1,600 every 50 seconds. You know. I love the smoke. Red and blue smoke. That's awesome. I like to think like they're making a sugary breakfast cereal of some sort. should be pretty easy to take. Get some towers up there, no problem. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And now a nullifier. And now we're just going to wait. We're going to let that build up. We're just going to let that absolutely sit. I'm in no rush. I also love watching all of the conduits and all the connections and all the everything flow. Coursing through the system like blood. So how does this work? How does this red creeper work, or pink creeper work? These don't look like emitters. Is it like something like... Love how that flows though. That's really cool. Is it like, alright, that's nullified. Awesome. Is it like, it's using the creeper as a fuel source, so if I deprive the creeper, it goes away? Like, it was raised, it's raised up now. Before, when I originally saw it, it was flat on the ground. Okay, so I think we've removed... Okay, I think we've got to remove a little bit more before we see a difference. Maybe? Maybe. Oh! Okay. Is it lower? It's lowering? It looks like it's lowering. I'm sorry, my squeaky chair. I'm trying to look into this. Okay, so these crystals require... Its health isn't going down. It's not something I can just shoot at. Are these things something I can nullify? No. Okay. It's inert now. So that requires the blue stuff, the regular creeper, to be in it, on it, with it, whatever, bop it, whatever, in order for it to do anything. So now that we've deprived it of its fuel source, it kind of dies. I would guess that it would regenerate once, if it were to get in touch with Creeper again. It would just pop right back up and just, hey, pink stuff, or whatever. But now, if we can remove this, this will actually slowly kill off this and this, because all this is going to flow down, as will my anti-creep. So that's pretty cool. I like that as a game mechanic. That's neat. That's really neat. I'm just going to be patient and sit here. Very good. And Bazorp, awesome. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take all these cannons. I'm going to build a few cannons here, just as a precaution. Just as a precaution. But these cannons, I'm just going to use these as clearing out forces. So now, just keep moving. We want to get the high ground under our control. And then what I could do is I could just fill this full of mortars to do the regular cleanup. Oh, there was still some creep there. Okay, now we could do something like this. Maybe. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to create you into a squad. Cool. And now let's just get all this tidied. Let's get a couple of missiles deployed. But this should sedate my energy hunger for the rest of the game. This will take a little bit to build for sure. But now we're talking about 25 generation. That's looking pretty good. So now we could really go commando. We could really do some damage. I'll just move him here. Leave him there for a few seconds just to deal up some damage, and then I could just pull him back out. But since there's no spawners over here, there's no emitters that are active, this is all permanent damage. Now, we're going to run out of energy for sure. What that does is that builds a bit of a gap. And then it'll fill in, and all this will recede, and that gives me more room, and all kinds of good stuff is happening now. So these sprayers, I actually would love it if they were to come over here. Start backfilling all that. What do we have left? Okay. Yeah, not a ton. So that's good. Always play the game as if you're losing. It's always my philosophy. So, more defense, more positioning, more power. I'll always do my very best to make sure I don't get caught with my trousers down, so to speak. I've played enough games against humans where it's been like, I'm gonna win, I got this in the bag, my army's on the way, you're dead. And then you get kind of a lackadaisical approach about stuff, very, very complacent about it, and it's just like, yeah, I've already won. I don't have to do anything, I've already won. Nuts to that. And then the ultimate sneak attack clutch move, and then your enemy just absolutely devastates you because you weren't paying attention or you didn't, whatever. So I always just keep building, keep playing, get more money, get more resources, get more territory. Get everything and keep getting everything. Do not stop with the getting of the everything. That's kind of my mantra. So we'll keep playing as if a meteor comes down from the heavens, drops a ton of creeper on our heads, and now we have problems. So I'm just going to keep playing as if that's what's going to happen. So we can move in. Mortars can do some work. This can move up. Still making a very solid, concentrated push here on everything. Something just exploded and shook the entire screen, so that's good news. That can move up. That can move down. Gosh, that scared me. Alright, the delegator's here too. I didn't notice him. Where is he? They, them, it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I was so concentrating on literally everything else, I wasn't paying attention. Womp womp. Alright, so here's a bit of a conundrum. Is we have enough power generation, but some of these turrets aren't getting the power. Gosh, I really hope there's a better way for us to transmit power. What I'm doing is I'm going to move the Rift Lab into about the center of the map. Ideally, the center of the map is where we want stuff to be, because that means it's the least amount of distance anything ever has to travel anywhere. Everything gets equal billing for Rift Lab time. This up like this a little bit. Yeah, these sprayers are great, because what's happening now is the anti-creeper's just filling in all the gaps. Yeah, hopefully that's better. And putting that next to a totem is pretty smart anyway. It gives a bit more protection. Because the shield? Question mark? I hope. Stay tuned to find out how that's completely wrong. I would very much like to Normandy Beach this thing. Build a bunch of turrets, just push right in. See if we can just get the whole thing. That would be my ideal strats. Strats of the ideal origin. Yes, quite. Okay. This is the plan. Now, even if this attack fails, let's just pause for just a second to talk this out. I'm moving a bunch of turrets up here. Even if the attack fails, what's going to happen is this is going to buy me a lot of time. There's going to be a huge production gap in between the emitter and the front. I can keep moving the front even if this attack goes absolutely nowhere. It's going to buy me a lot of time. We're going to have a really great opportunity to kill a lot of creep. That's going to be very helpful regardless of the outcome. Okay, yeah, they're going to fly right through it. They're going to take some damage already. I'm not expecting a win, but I'm expecting to thin out a bit. That would be neat. See, look at all that gap I just created. Now the problem is my turrets are going to run out of juice, so we're going to return them back. Another 8 more turrets, I think, would have shut that whole thing down. But like I said, there's now been a gap, and now this front is a lot weaker. So I could just keep moving up organically with turrets like this. That would work just fine. Yep, I think that's the interruption I needed. So this game forces the brain to work in a couple of different levels, but the way I like to think of this the best is consider every single battle independently, and not like one battle wins the war. So a little more tactics are involved. Push in, re-advance, redeploy, don't overextend. These are kind of the basics that the game teaches you, which is kind of neat. KK&D, I feel, did the same thing or a similar thing, where it kind of taught the ebb and flow of battle with how frequently and how much the enemy pushes, when to plan for a proper counterattack. If you send your forces to attack the exact same second the enemy does, you're going to meet halfway and your attack is going to be kind of useless. We're going to take all this. Another service interruption, that's fine. Okay, the next push we have is going to be the final. We have energy generation for days, which is great. I don't care about overlap at all. What we're going to do is we're then going to start sealing off some of this land. Do not let them take it back. Beat back the red. The pink? Beat whatever this is. Beat back the creep. Creeper, no creeping. Creeper, no creeping. Creeper, no creeping. I'm gonna lose these mortars. I would like to not lose anything else if I don't have to. Turrets can move up. We're doing anti-creep right here on the front, which is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, this can move up en masse. Yeah. I like that tactic, though. I called it service interruption. I like that. Just enough to move in and fudge up the flow of traffic for just a minute. For just a minute. And that gave us a bit more of a relaxed approach with this. Yep, and now all this is going to slowly subside. Let's get a nullifier out here. Where's the other totem? I could have just activated the totem and left. Oh, it's right there. Ha, ha, ha. Well, killing this emitter is going to really help with that, so I'm not really worried. I would like the rest of you to form up over here. Coagulate and congregate if you would. Would be great. Would be great. Yep. These producers shut down pretty hard, these crystals. Which is great. That's exactly what I want. But that's good to know. It's good to know how quickly these things can be taken offline. Once this nullification thing happens, the rest of this is gravy. Yeah. I probably could have ended this a long time ago if I moved up with all my stuff like this. Come on. And like this. Like, that ends it right there. We've got enough turrets and crap. This wouldn't be a problem. But I did want to get the emitters. I like getting the optional objectives. I'm going to try to get the optional objectives whenever I can, but like I said, it's not part of the requirement, so it's kind of not that big of a deal. Let's go ahead and double time this up. These missions are getting longer, so I'm kind of hesitant to do multiple missions in a single episode. There we go. There's the rift. So, objective obtained, rift jump. And we're going to call that there. Not bad, yeah? Hints. That was Hints mission. We've got quite a ways to go. And now serious. Alright. Let's take a break here. Thank you all for joining me. Name's John Megacycle. Another episode of Creeper World 4 is in the books, and I hope to catch you next time. Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Thanks for checking out my video. I also want to take a moment to thank all my supporters and donators, and if you'd like to join up with me and game with my crew, all the information to get connected is in the description below. Thanks again, and I hope to catch you next time.